Well, hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jared, and I host the Daily Live podcast where we discuss news and politics. Now, I'm a socialist, so I just want everyone to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. Did you just become a socialist? Yes, you did. And so now that you know that, you should also know that the rebellion is on. So, as I've said in multiple videos, hey, if they're willing to stand in the front row of the inauguration, then they should stand front row while we delete their apps. That includes Facebook, Instagram, Threads. Get Messenger off your phone. Stop using WhatsApp. Stop using Twitter. Did you hear me say deactivate your account? No. No, no, no. We want you to stay as a user, but we want you to become inactive. Now, you can still get your social media kicks if you go to places like TikTok, and you can also go to YouTube, and Blue Sky is a direct Twitter replacement. So you can get all your doom scrolling in. All you got to do is get rid of the apps that only little kids and your family members use still. Okay? Now, I'm making this video today to throw this out there. Like, everybody's all excited and nervous about this Canadian election interference report that's supposed to drop today. And we've been talking about how on February 3rd marks 90 days as far as Executive Order 13848 goes. And to the surprise of no one, Donald Trump late last night decided that basically to amend the budget and stop all OMB stopped all federal grants and funding. Now, I had said this before Donald Trump was elected, that if elected, I thought that a lot of people would muerte because Donald Trump and his ilk had threatened to get rid of things like food stamps and Medicare, Medicaid. And just so everyone knows and nobody's freaking out, it doesn't target individual recipients. So people that get food stamps like SNAP, those aren't supposed to be affected. But there are plenty of people who work jobs that require grants. There are people that work for nonprofits that require grants. Colleges require grants. And on that note, you know you're on which team you're on. JD Vance, first time I'd really seen him do anything, speaking at a function for National Conservatives, was talking about targeting professors at college and that they're the problem. They're why we're so leftist in the United States. So Donald Trump freezing assets last night that'll go to the states. It's going to impact a lot of people, but not in the same way that like stopping SNAP would have done, or stopping food stamps, or stopping Medicare, Medicaid funds from going to the states. So it is kind of a relief that he didn't do that. Like, we'd be in full blown revolt if, you know what I mean. We're right now we're just the great tech rebellion. Right now it's just get rid of these apps off your phone, stop ordering from Amazon, start shopping local, right? Grow a garden, put up solar panels, like, make these motherfuckers feel it. They think that you're going to give them all your money, right? And that you're just going to starve to death, right? That's literally the plan. Is the people in power are saving themselves and starving all of us. And so it's not that the rebellion's not working or it's not catching on. You know, in Poland, they're gonna stop buying Teslas. That's a whole country. Okay. Donald Trump wants to wants to tariff everything and tariff Colombia. We had to walk that back. He wants to tariff Taiwan, which is our ally. Like, why would you tariff Taiwan? That doesn't make any sense. Who does that help? China? So Google says it's going to change the name of the Gulf of America from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. And yeah, I think if I have anything for you, it's like, hey, the boycott is on. No, don't buy Tesla. Sell all your stock in Tesla, SpaceX, all them shits. Get the fuck rid of them. make sure that it's not just about the federal funds, not about Donald Trump and this thing. I want to spend a considerable portion of this video talking about the avian flu, and Donald Trump stopping the CDC from making public statements is just a dangerous thing to do. Who does this help? No one. Who does it hurt? Americans, right? And America is the world. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, like, oh, that sounds awfully crazy, Jared. And it's just like, no, like, America has the highest percentage of residents that live and travel internationally. And so there are a lot of people in the United States that fly all over the world. And so if, like, COVID's real bad, the avian flu is here, right? Like, it's affecting food supply. Donald Trump literally threatens mass deportation, which, again, I just want to point out is against ICC rules. That's against International Criminal Court rules. It's a crime against humanity to deport people, period. So understand, like, he's doing all this with a bill on the table that weakens the ICC, that says only if U.S. officials agree, right? Understand that that's not going to get passed anytime soon. It's not, and not in Congress. It might have passed the smaller Senate, but passed the House, but not the Senate. I think that's the way that works. It goes House, Senate, President, I think. But yeah, with a split, pretty evenly split Senate, there's no way that passes. President Donald Trump signs it, and it goes into effect before the reports come out. And of course, that's what he wants, right? But yeah, all kinds of bad shit's going on in the United States. In my eyes, we've never been weaker. Weak at president, weak at vice president. You got most of Donald Trump's people that he's submitted to be cabinet members, like, they're not. And like Hegseth got SecDef and JD Vance cast a tie-breaking vote. That's not supposed to even happen. A lot of people have come to me and they're like, Jared, look at the Federal Register. None of these executive orders are on the register. They're all supposed to be within like 24 hours, and they're not. So again, I'll say there were no names on the invitations. He didn't put his hand on the Bible, even though Melania was holding two of them. And yeah, a lot of people are reaching out to me talking about, Jared, there's airplanes all over the U.S. airspace. And I've said, if you just look at all those aircraft and where they're from, and then look at countries that have had issues with their elections, and you wonder why they're all over Texas. That's where Donald Trump, it's where Elon Musk lives. And while they're all over Florida, that's where Donald Trump lives. And while they're all over the northeast part of the country, it's where Washington, D.C. is. And people are just freaking out over all these aircraft. Like, are we going to get attacked? And it's like, no, those are our allies. And again, they all had issues with their elections. So they've got aircraft doing surveillance in the United States, listening. And also, I had made some statements early on in the election aftermath where somebody smarter than me was like, hey, Donald Trump put up a network of satellites. They're being used to tabulate votes. There's no way this is fucking legal. If you remember that video from a long time ago. Man, did they turn out to be right. Recent article came out and said, in the days before the election, Elon Musk put up 260 satellites. So like I said, we're a full-blown boycott. Rebellion's on. And again, like, I believe justice is coming. I mean, Kamala Harris said that. And I refuse to believe, like, there's a reason Donald Trump's doing all this shit. And I think, like, stopping federal funding within 24 hours of this Canada report coming out is super telling, right? Like, you see that and you're like, oh, that's obvious. We knew that was going to happen, right? So yeah, keep in mind, I'm live typically about 7:30, 7:45 to about 9:15 a.m. I got to work like everybody else with the Daily Live podcast. We stream live on YouTube and TikTok for now. Okay. And like, as I've said, new apps will come out that will take TikTok's place. And so for now, you can catch me on Blue Sky, on YouTube, and on TikTok. I know that a lot is happening and it's very easy to get stressed out at this situation, and I just want you to know that you can only control what you can control. I'm gonna say it again because I fucked it up. I know that there's a lot going on right now and then it seems like overwhelming, but just understand you can only control what you can control. And the rest we'll just talk about. Have a good rest of your day.